Both of my kids are veterans. I'm a veteran. We serve. My entire family line goes back to the Revolutionary War. We serve our country. We believe in our country. It's very, very, very hard for me to live with what's happening.
Nothing in this show should be considered legal, medical, or financial advice. The views of the callers can differ considerably and do not necessarily reflect my opinion, Dex's opinion, or anyone else who works with the show. You should always do your own research and consult with professionals. The internet is full of fake news, so please take everything with a grain of salt. If you want to support the show in a different way, you can go to marfooglenews.com/VPN. Let's get our next caller on. We have, of course, Kathy, veteran family, who is pissed off at the admin and what's happening in Afghanistan. Kathy's calling from Indiana. What is going on?
Hi, Adam. This is Kathy.
Hey, Kathy. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing okay. I'm a veteran. I'm 62 years old. My entire family line goes back before the Revolutionary War. We serve our country. This thing that has happened, and it didn't just start a week ago. I saw this coming a long time ago, and it's hard for somebody who has not served their country it's hard to relay the words to people who never had to do anything. They just live their life and count on us to do for them. And so I'm seeing all of these things from 18 months ago in a group meeting with other veterans, where I said to the person running the group, our country is going down. And he said, well, we don't want to talk about that right now. We have other things to talk about. And I said, well, you might not want to talk about it now, but you're going to have to talk about it. And everything that I said, because I kind of wouldn't stop talking, so everything that I said ended up being true. And I have a son who spent a year in Afghanistan in the Army at a forward operating base. I haven't even tried to ask him what he thinks about this, because if he doesn't ask me, his mother, then I know that he doesn't want to talk about it, and I'm not going to bring it up for him to talk about it, because there's nothing any of us can do. This administration, I'll just leave it at that. And I don't know how many people that are on your site that listen to you. I don't know how many people know that just about everybody who advises this administration, they are all corporate people. So you're dealing with HR, now running the United States of America. And this is what happens. I'm just going to say that. But it's the truth. And if you look and do your research, you'll find it out. All of these people are from, they're all just corporate people. And corporate people are always just the bottom line. The bottom line. Get everything we can out of what we have to do, and then we can just bail. And it doesn't matter, because we'll get more people in to do more things. So that was kind of devastating. I just learned that a couple of days ago, and it was kind of devastating to me. And I was like, well, it explains a lot, because I couldn't understand why things are happening the way they're happening. There is never a time in the history of the United States where we left hundreds or thousands of Americans and brought over hundreds of thousands of aliens. We always get ours out first and then get everybody else out. That didn't happen this time. How come? I don't know. I can't talk to my son. I don't even want to. I'm going to wait for him to call me. I'm his mom. I brought him up. Both of my kids are veterans. I'm a veteran. We serve. My entire family line goes back to the Revolutionary War. We serve our country. We believe in our country. It's very, very, very hard for me to live with what's happening. It's very hard. And you know, I try to just look at the facts. We have all of this equipment that was left there, these planes, these vehicles, these weapons, and everybody can say, well, yeah, sure they left planes, but, you know, well, those planes can be sold. They can be sold to China and Russia or anybody else who wants to find out how to, they'll sell a plane, and these people will take it, and they will take it apart, and they will figure out how we use, they'll figure out all the science behind our vehicles. Even if the Taliban or ICE or who knows, those people have access to these vehicles. They might not be able to use them, but they can sell them. In the meantime, the stuff they can use, they're going to use. And it's not going to be pretty. We've left potentially, and I'm saying potentially because I haven't heard, and I've been looking. There are school kids from California who are just over there. And they were left there. School kids with their families. They're not a high priority, right? They don't know people. They were just there. And they might still be there. And you know, we've brought over several hundred, I don't know, too many Afghanis and not enough Americans. There's still Americans over there. There are special forces people who brought their own planes and brought their own people over to rescue Afghanis and Americans against the wishes of the administration. The administration, once they found out that was happening, they told, I think it was Turkey they were taking them to, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. They said, no, you can't take anybody, right? The administration is going against these people who are going in. These are all special forces, retired people who said, I worked with those people and I'm going to save them. And the administration said, no, you can't do that, right? So that's our administration. That's our administration. That's who's running our country. For the first time in the history of the United States of America, Great Britain gave our president a vote of no confidence. That has never happened in the history of our country. We did not just leave Americans, and I'm not minimizing the Americans. We also left all of our allies. So there is no country in the world right now who will count on our country. And there's nothing any of us can do because we are law-abiding citizens, so we follow the law, right? It's a bad piece of beef to have to eat right now. As a veteran, as somebody who believes in my country, somebody who believes in the law of the land, but the law of the land, the LAW word doesn't seem to apply to anybody in this land. It only applies to the people who have the money. who are ruling. And I think the biggest fight that I have to take right now is the fact that there's no recourse. There's no redress. There's no law, because our law has let us down. Our politicians have let us down. All they want to do is talk, but they don't do anything. And all you have to do is look at any politician that's in Washington right now. Look at any politician.
Because we're law-abiding.
And just look at the history of their constituents. Ask yourself, have these people's lives been empowered by this politician? And the answer is no. But you look at certain politicians, and I'm not going to name names, but they're multi-millionaires. The only job they ever had was politics. Why is that? Because the best way to make money is to make war. Why do you make war? Because you are money laundering. And our sons and daughters are dying. And there's, we believe that we are protecting our country, and we are, in a way, because we're convincing everybody on earth that we are powerful. And in 9 months, our entire country has been decimated. In 9 months, the history of us has been decimated in the face of the world, because we left allies. We left our own people, and we left allies while we just ran. They abandoned the country in the middle of the night and didn't tell the politicians they were doing it. And this is what's happened. And I have to find a way to bring it up with my son. The fact that it's been this long, it's only been, a week, and he hasn't called me to talk about it. I know this is not going to be a good and an easy conversation. It's very difficult for me to try to come to grips with this, because I've served my country, and as my whole family has, because that's what we do, because none of us can be here without the people who serve, right? So then you serve. For as long as you want, you serve. And now, this is the most incredible and unbelievable outcome. It's unbelievable. I'm pretty sure there's a whole lot of vets out there that are going, what? We can't even process what has just happened. This is unbelievable. And our administration are just going, yeah, well, that's what it is. So it's a painful thing. It's a painful moment. We didn't just leave ourselves, our kids, American people who are still there. They were told on day one, shelter in place. And when I'm talking about these kids from California, and I can say, I don't know if they got out or not, because I haven't heard, and I've been looking, and I haven't heard anything. That's a bad thing. Those people, they're not diplomats. They're just tourists. And they're told shelter in place, so they shelter in place. And then the administration gives the names and addresses of every American in that country. It's a hit list. Those people don't know that. I'm devastated. This might be, 13, 15, I think it's 13, high school kids who are on a field trip. They're stuck there. And their parents, they're not diplomats. They don't know. They don't know how to read between the lines. They're told to shelter in place, and they do. And what does the administration do? They give the names and addresses of everybody who's still in the country, because please let these people come to. We're just given a manifest. We're telling you who, when they come, those are those people, right? Well, to my knowledge, they didn't get out. Are you going to see them on Twitter next week being brutalized? That's what's going to happen. They're trying to demoralize the United States. Nobody can demoralize it more than the administration. And so I've been talking a lot, and I haven't heard anything because I just have my phone on and I turned everything off. I don't know if you're responding.
That's okay. No, I was listening, and honestly, I can't. There's not much I can say. In the first 1 minute of your call, you definitely had me intrigued. That I just, I honestly, I don't think I've met anybody. I guess I'm an empath because I feel your pain. I feel you've actually. I'm kind of speechless. The way that you feel about this country is utterly and absolutely amazing. And I'm just unbelievably amazed with you.
Somebody else we serve. And I believe we all should serve. I believe that. Because then you have a dog in the fight. And at least if you have a dog in the fight, there's a chance. But I'll tell you this one thing that's kind of inspiring. It's not the dog in the fight. It's the fight in the dog. That's what wins.
Absolutely amazing, amazing call, Kathy. Kathy, we're running up on 2 hours, so we do have to cut this short. Again, thank you so much for calling in, Kathy. Thank you for your sacrifice. Thank you for how you feel about this country. Thank you for not only your service, but your family's service. And please don't ever give up faith. There are good people out there just like you that do care.
Yes. Yes, there are thousands, hundreds of thousands of me out there. And hundreds of thousands of me are waiting. And when the shit hits the fan, we are going to be there.
Kathy.
That's all I can say.
Thank you so much for calling in tonight. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Adam. I appreciate you. I've been watching you for a long time, and you're the only person I've ever called into. I appreciate you.
You have a wonderful night, Kathy. I'm praying for you, and I'm praying for your son, and I'm praying for your whole family. Thank you. But I do want to remind you, we've shown you the information based on this, and I hope that everybody ends up going over and checking this out. EMP Shield is our affiliate, but they are also a device and a company that we believe in, and we thoroughly believe that we may end up saving lives in the end. EMP is something that the United States is now preparing for. And not only that, we are finding out more information, and I'm sure in the next year we're going to have more to show you about how our allies are actually preparing for the same. EMP Shield is not only a company that has worked with DHS, Department of Homeland Security, DOD. Now they are on the DEMSO team helping protect the Texas grid. This is a company that makes devices that can protect you against all three phases of an EMP. So if you actually want to prepare against something like this, you would want to go with one of the best. This is Keystone military tested and military used. Again, all three phases, and it can protect you against the natural kind. They say we are overdue for another Carrington-like event. So we believe that, this is, of course, an affiliate, so it ends up giving us a small commission. We end up believing that, this is something we feel confident about actually doing. We will not do a product unless we firmly believe it will help people And you guys know that from the past of any product that we've had, we think that it will either help your health, that it will save your health, or it will make your life easier. I wouldn't pick something that I didn't use. The car version is easy to put in. It takes honestly 5 to 10 minutes to put in. Somebody commented and they go, "Oh, last time you said it took you 7 minutes and it took you 11 minutes. To be honest, I didn't time it, but it was under 15 minutes and it was more than 5. It was super easy to put in my car, and it will now protect. So if I'm out and about and my family's at home, I know that I'll be able to get home after multiple EMPs. They come in pulses. So again, go to marfooglenews.com/EMP. Again, you will not only help the channel, but you'll also get a huge $50 off discount per device, and it will stack on any sale that they are currently running. Again, that's marfooglenews.com/EMP.
Everything we told you, you will forget. What comes next is a great reset. Everything we told you, you will forget.